I have good evening, Padma. Good afternoon, Padma. We don't say good morning, Bita. You can't see me, right? Because the camera is
Good
not here.
afternoon, sir.
You can hear me. Jishan, good afternoon.
Good
I
afternoon, sir.
can see you, sir.
Good afternoon. I want to share something with you guys. I think I should not stop this recording. Let's carry on, whatever. Okay, I will decide whether I want to share it or not. That's a different thing, but let's record it. So what I was saying that ignorant people won't realize that they're ignorant. They will quarrel with you if you tell them that you are ignorant. They'll say, how dare you? You call me ignorant. You are ignorant. That's a sign. They will just repeat the line. They will not try and understand what's going on. Like kids, 5-year-old children do silly things. They don't realize that they're doing something silly. When they become 10, they do some other silly things. They don't realize that they're doing something silly. But the same children, when they grow up, they become 19, 20, 20 plus. And if they have a recording of what they did and they look at it, then they laugh. Because they are grown up. Now they are mature. Now they understand. They're different. This is absolutely true about English knowledge. Somebody who doesn't understand English very well, but is overconfident, they will always have an argument with you about correction if you highlighted their mistake. So there are lots of such people, unfortunately, in my place, my naysayers, I call them. They hate me for all sorts of stupid reasons. They don't like me for all sorts of stupid reason. I always have this example, if you want to learn something, you need to be humble, first of all. You guys know I'm not a religious person, but whatever religious stories my father told me, my mother told me when I was a kid, I learned a lesson from them. My father told me the story, which I might have shared, about after killing Ravan, when Ravan was dying, he was in his deathbed. He was on his deathbed. He was on his deathbed. Then Ram sends Lakshman, go. He is a very knowledgeable person. Go learn something from him. Lakshman is arrogant. He says, this bad man, this low man, who kidnapped somebody's wife, what can he teach me? He goes and arrogantly stands near his head. Ravan doesn't say anything to him. When he comes back and says this to Ram, that he didn't teach me anything, he said, where were you standing? He said, at his head. I said, okay. He went there too, Ram, and he stood at his feet, Ravan's feet, his enemy's feet, because in that moment, Ram was there to learn something from that man. So I've always said, if you want to learn something, you got to be humble. Without humility, no one can learn anything. And why am I saying all these things, guys? Because today, something interesting happened. There's this person on Facebook, and he made a post. He wrote something in English. So I thought he was my student, okay, because I've taught so many people. He was my student, but for a short period of time. But I mistook him to be somebody else. I thought he had spent a lot of time with me. So I wrote nicely. I said, I'm not very sure I understand what you have written, but you were a good student when you were with me, so you can learn, okay? Keep working on your English. He took it so otherwise. It blew ego, my comment, because he was a teacher. I didn't realize. Now he's a teacher. He's running institute somewhere. And he didn't like my comment. He started arguing with me. Everybody makes mistakes, this, that. Nobody is perfect. What is my mistake? His attitude was so negative and defensive. Then when I told him that I am ready to help you, first of all, you need to tell me what you are writing. Tell me in Hindi, because your message is beyond me. I don't understand what you're saying. Okay, I don't understand what you have written. He says, it's obvious what I've written. Why don't you understand? I said, you don't. It clearly means that your English is poor. You think what you have written is there, but I don't understand. It means that something is wrong with the way you have written. He came to my inbox, started chatting with me. He had lots of arguments with me. When I said, hey, look, your English sucks. Let's be honest, okay? Because I could see his arrangements and everything. He was not being respectful at all. Okay. I had written something about Neetu ma'am as well. That Neetu ma'am is not a very honest person, because she says that in 3 months, I made some students fluent in English. She said that in 3 months, I made those people fluent in English who could not pass the compulsory English exam in UPSC. There is a compulsory English exam for UPSC, and they could not pass that English exam. And those students became fluent in 3 months. In an interview, she said that. I hated that comment, because this is fooling people, taking people for a ride. A good teacher does not make false promises. A good teacher does his best or her best and leaves everything for the students. Yeah, businessmen do that. They make false promises because they care about this. So I made a post about it. So this person, he got into an argument with me about where is my mistake. And I was not ready to help him because he was arrogant. So he's saying, why are you not telling me my mistake? You are just telling me that my sentence is wrong. I said, you are not in the right attitude to listen to me. If you are humble, then I will correct you. You are fighting with me. Why would I correct you? And then I recorded my conversation with him. I asked him to call me, and he called me, and I recorded the conversation and everything. I corrected him. I humbled him with my, corrections. I said, you teach this stuff to your students, don't you? He said, yes. And you yourself don't understand these things. You're teaching what is, transitive verb, intransitive verb, and you yourself do not understand when you write in English. You teach people all sorts of rules about determiners and this and that. He said, yes, I teach. I said, look, you're not following them. And I proved that his sentences had so many mistakes. He felt humbled. I told him that, look, this is the situation of 90% teachers who are teaching here. 90% teachers, roughly, okay? Those who are teaching rules in the class, that, yeah, this is transitive verb, that is intransitive and stuff like that. They have no feeling for these rules. They have no understanding. They have just memorized something, and they keep giving the same examples every time. And if they have to write in English, they will make all sorts of mistakes, the same mistakes that they are talking about in the class. So he was very humbled after, I highlighted his mistakes. It took me half an hour, but he felt humbled. I said, listen, I'm here to help. Okay. So whenever you feel, I wanted to play that recording with you guys, that how I handle this whole thing. And this is the situation with 90% of the teachers. Why I say these things? It's not like I am imagining things. I was there. I know the situation. I was like them, but it's just that they're stuck. They're not making any progress. They're stuck. And this is the biggest problem. You get stuck when you're learning English after a certain level. And why is that? Because you do not follow the right methods. The right method is to first of all appreciate how do the words in English language function with each other. What kinds of phrases are impossible? Which category words can never be put together? What is not possible to write in English? This is what you need to learn, and everything will be fine. You don't need to learn what is possible. Also learn what is not possible. If you hear people say, I am go type sentences, they need to be taught one basic thing. You can never use be verb and another verb in the base form. Impossible. Be verb can only be used with the fourth form of a verb. That's why you guys say, I am eating. Am, be verb, and eating. Only one possibility in the active form. In the passive form, that's a different story. But in the active form, there's only one possibility. Be verb can be followed by the fourth form of the verb. There are 5 forms of a verb. Be verb can be followed only by the fourth form. If you have this basic understanding, you will never say, I am agree, I am go. Because you will know it is be verb and it is the base form, go and agree, can never come together. Not go, not went, not gone, not goes, only going. The rule is very simple. If you're using a verb with be verb, it must be in the fourth form. And that you studied in the very basic level, elementary level in E10, present continuous, we call it. And then we will have past continuous. Again, we will have be verb, but in the past form. I was going. So concept they don't develop, rules they memorize. And this is not the problem of the students. You humble people, you, I don't know what to call you, docile people, you guys, you go to a classroom under so much pressure on going to learn English, whatever nonsense they say standing at the podium, at the board, you guys take down everything and you take the burden. I need to memorize stuff. Things are very simple. Allow yourself to have that basic understanding. Did you know it as clearly as I just mentioned? That be verb can be followed by only one form of the verb. And what is that? The fourth form of the verb. It's just not possible to use any other form of the verb. You will say, sir, I have seen something like be verb and V3. Then that's not what we are talking about. That's something else. In passive form, it is okay. And you all know that V3 works as an adjective. Disappointed is an adjective. Disappointing is also an adjective. A disappointing performance, disappointed students, disappointed guardians, disappointed teachers, disappointed faces. So if you say, I am disappointed, basically you are using I am happy type of structure. It's not a verb 3, it is an adjective in a way. I am happy, I am sad, I am disappointed. So such a simple thing. Why would you ever be wrong in English grammar? Because the rule is very simple. We use only the fourth form of verb with the verb be. Nothing else can count. So if you have crystal clear concept like this. So what do we know about the present perfect? I really wanted to play that, I don't know. Yes. It's a long, long recording. How clear will it be to you guys? Okay. It won't be fun. You guys will get bored because, the audio won't be very clear. Anyways, the present perfect. I am very excited and worked up about it because I didn't do it. I just told him because he was my student in the past. I told him you need to correct. Then he told me, sir, I was there only for 5 days, 4 days or 2 days. I said, why did you leave the class after 2 days or 4 days? You decided that I was not a good enough teacher. So you left the class after 2 days. Now be happy. Enjoy the result of the decision you made. It was 2014. In 2014, he came to my class, he remembered, okay? And it is 2023, 9 years. 9 years he's been teaching and learning, right? Learning and teaching, 9 years. Is it a small period of time? And his English was all over the place. If you listen to the conversation, at the end he's so humbled. Humbled means एकदम realize कर लेना कि भाई हमसे बहुत अभी बहुत कुछ हमको करना है. He was totally humbled in the conversation towards the end. 9 years. रट्टू तोता बनो, याद करो ये वाला vocabulary, वो वाला vocabulary, metaphor और simile और ये और वो, समझ नहीं बनाना, बाकी सारी बातें कर लेनी है इंग्लिश में. और सबसे ज्यादा जरूरत किस चीज की होती है? हम कलम उठाते हैं तो समझ की, तभी तो लिख पाएंगे सही. तो that guy talks about everything. He has done masters in English, right? Master's degree, MA in English. And look at his understanding. If you listen to the recording, then you realize what kind of silly mistakes he has made. And he was overconfident. Now, there was no mistake. That's why he was arguing with me. All I can gift you is understanding if you guys are genuinely working, sincerely working with me. One page, right? Time expression. See, present perfect. Yes or no. कभी ऐसा तो नहीं सुना था आज तक present perfect में जो मैंने बातें बोली. तुम लोगों ने सुना था कि चुका है, चुकी है, कप है, प्याला है, कटोरी है, ये सब में हैज हैव लगाते हैं. Present perfect कहते हैं इसको, right? बाकी इसके बाद तो कोई बात नहीं होती थी प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट में। मैंने कहा है आपको कि आप अनुभव की बात बताएं कि हाँ ये मेरा अनुभव है, हाँ है, नहीं नहीं है, बात खत्म। अब वो अनुभव कब आया, कैसे आया, क्यों आया, किसके साथ आया, ऑल दीज थिंग्स इन द पास्ट, इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट। तो ये कितना सिंपल कर देता है कॉन्सेप्ट कि मुझे हिंदी खाली नहीं देखनी है, मुझे इस बात को समझना है कि मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ। लुक एट दिस एग्जाम्पल, आई सीन दैट फिल्म, वो फिल्म देख चुके हैं हम। दूसरा यूज, टास्क कंप्लीट हो गया है, ठीक है, आप इसको जैसे चाहे ले, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। आई सीन दैट फिल्म, मैंने वो फिल्म देखी है, बस इतनी बात। लेकिन कब देखी है, आई सॉ इट यस्टरडे, कल देखी। अरे हम तो देख लिए फिल्म, हम नहीं देख, आई सॉ इट यस्टरडे, हम देख लिए, आई हैव सीन इट, आई सॉ इट यस्टरडे। आई मेट जूड लॉ, हम जूड लॉ से मिले, अब बोले आई मेट शाहरुख खान, अब बोल सकते आई मेट शाहरुख खान, आई मेट सलमान खान, आई मेट अमिताभ बच्चन, राइट, 2 years ago, what will you say? I met him, I met him in a restaurant 2 years ago, I met him at the airport 2 years ago. Any problems, anyone? Three, I have read Stieg Larsson's detective stories. I read them. I read them last year. उसका पढ़े हैं स्टोरी हम। So when you want to say हाँ पढ़े हैं उसका स्टोरी, so that is हाँ ना present perfect, हाँ पढ़े हैं, जानते हैं, पढ़े हैं। I have read his stories. I read them last year. I have been to China. हम चाइना गए हैं, 2004 में गए थे। I went there in 2004. You can also say I was there in 2004. Both are fine, no problems. 5, I've had dinner. I've had dinner. I've had dinner. डिनर कर लिए, क्या हुआ इसका हिंदी, डिनर कर लिए, काम टास्क खत्म। ये टास्क वाला अनुभव तो नहीं हो सकता, ये डिनर करना अनुभव है क्या, टास्क खत्म हो गया, काम हो गया है, डिनर कर लिया भाई, हम खा लिए हैं, खाना खा लिए हैं, I've had dinner. Then I had a pizza at 7:30, डिटेल्स दे दिए, I had a pizza at 7:30. I have bought a new pair of jeans. Now, let me tell you something. Task completion, yes. Hear me out, okay? Let me give you one important trick. A lot of times, you give people information. You share news, new information you share with people. You share with people news, information, new information, news. You use the present perfect. Take a look, number 6. नया जीन्स खरीदे हैं, किसी को बता रहे हो ना, I have bought a new pair of jeans. तो कुछ भी आप न्यूज किसी को शेयर करोगे, छोटी से छोटी, बड़े से बड़ी न्यूज है, उसको नहीं पता वो बात आप बता रहे हो, प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट। वो पास्ट सिंपल नहीं बताते, न्यूज पास्ट सिंपल में नहीं देना, न्यूज किस में देना है। आपने जूता खरीदा नया, अब बता रहे किसी को नया जूता ले लियो, हाँ, राइट, इन इंग्लिश I have bought new pair of shoes, okay, I bought a new pair of jeans. Now you're telling them when I bought them last Monday. After this exercise, do you think there will be still any doubts left? I personally don't think so. I feel that this exercise should help you so much with your concept. This exercise in particular will help you understand in your real life when you're going to use the present perfect, when you're going to use the past simple, because they both are used to refer to the same event. एक ही घटना होती है, उसको कभी प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट से बोलते हैं, कभी पास्ट सिंपल से बोलते हैं, डिपेंड करता है किस नजरिए से बोल रहे हैं। If we are talking about it as an experience, task completion, present perfect. If we are talking about the same event as past में कोई घटना घटी, सिर्फ उसका अभी से कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है, पास्ट की घटना में बता देंगे उसको। अच्छा, मैंने कहा I have met अमिताभ बच्चन, I have seen अमिताभ बच्चन, ठीक है, ये मेरा अनुभव है, ऐसे मैंने बोला I have met अमिताभ बच्चन, ओके। नाउ सुनो, मैं आपको एक कहानी सुना रहा हूँ, मैंने ये नहीं बोला I have met अमिताभ बच्चन, ऐसी कहानी सुना रहा हूँ। Once, you know what happened? I was at the airport, okay, and the flight was delayed, and what I saw, Amitabh was coming. I saw him right there in front of me. देखो, अब मैंने पास्ट में बताया क्योंकि मैं पास्ट की कहानी सुना रहा था, उसमें वो जिक्र आ गया, मैंने बोल दिया पास्ट सिंपल में। तो वही एक ही बार मैंने देखा ना, तो उसको प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट में ही बोल रहा हूँ, उसी को पास्ट सिंपल में ही बोल रहा हूँ। क्या बताने का मकसद है? मैंने किसी को अनुभव के तौर पर बताया कि हाँ हम मिले अमिताभ बच्चन से। हिंदी में भी हम लोग बोलते हैं हाँ अमिताभ बच्चन से मिले हैं, तो प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट, आई हैव मेट अमिताभ बच्चन। और जब घटना का जिक्र बताने लगे क्या हुआ था कैसे हुआ था, पास्ट सिंपल, आई मेट अमिताभ बच्चन एट द एयरपोर्ट। आई हैव लिव्ड इन पेरिस, आई हैव लिव्ड इन पेरिस, पेरिस में रहे हैं। हमेशा ऐसी सोचो कि एक्सपीरियंस है ये, आप एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करो कि हम पेरिस में रहे हैं, हम जानते हैं पेरिस, आई हैव लिव्ड इन पेरिस। I was there. Yeah, I lived there when I was 16. Number 8, I've done my homework. I've done my homework. I've done my homework. हाँ होमवर्क कर लिया है मम्मी, होमवर्क कर लिया है, I've done my homework. अब उसमें डिटेल देने लगे कब किए कैसे किए। I did it before I got home. घर आने से पहले ही कर ली मम्मी। I did it before I got home in the leisure period, right? So you notice that when you use the past simple, these expressions are very useful, right? Before I got home, when I was 16, last Monday, at 7:30, in 2004, last year, 2 years ago, yesterday. These are only used in the past simple. So if you see these phrases, you become sure anyway that you need to use the past simple. You cannot use these time expressions and the present perfect. That will be an error. So if somebody says, I have seen a film yesterday, there is a problem with that sentence. It's not correct. I saw a film yesterday. Otherwise, I've seen a film. Okay, like that. Now, yet plus questions. This is also an important exercise, guys, but I'm not going to check this now because I think it's Saturday. I got to teach you something. I'm sharing homework for your next day. And as a teacher, I'm not insisting. I don't want to take the blame that, oh, I'm insisting. Everybody has their priorities in life. Everybody knows what is the thing they need in life. But I just want to tell you, the class that I'm teaching at 9:30 right now, okay, you guys have no idea how long the classes that I teach are going to be free. You have no idea, because honestly, I don't want to teach for free because I have no other source of income. Everybody knows that, right? This is my only source of income. So as long as I'm teaching something free, as long as something is available for free, I will say you should take advantage of it, because the same things will cost money later. I'm 100% sure of it. Things will cost money later, but as long as they're free, take advantage. And again, priorities, you will decide what you need in life. I just wanted to let you know that if anybody thinks that they don't have a very good foundation in grammar, what I'm doing at 9:30 is going to change your whole perception of English. I'm taking that approach. It has nothing to do with conversations. Like what we are studying here is to how to have a conversation in English, to develop language skills here, right? Practical. But there are a lot of things that you need to know in order to appreciate English, the English language. So I'm taking care of the grammar at 9:30 in the morning. And again, I'm not sharing this information with you to insist that you must come, you must come. I'm not pressurizing anybody here, okay? But it will be really useful if you are just, maybe you're thinking that it is just one of those grammar classes, one of many grammar classes. I promise, like this spoken English class has been a very unique experience for you. You have never sat in a class like this before. I can assure the same thing. You will have never had the experience that you are going to have there in 9:30 grammar class. I can tell you for sure. Now, I've already shared the homework for you for Monday. And now we are going to study a little more of Unit 12, the present perfect. Yesterday, we learned that the two friends talked to each other and decided what they have already done and what they are going to do, what they haven't done yet. So we were listening to that conversation 12.5, and I don't think we finished it. Maybe some parts are left. 12.5.
12.5. Just, already, and yet. 1.
No, not 12.45. I want to play 12.4 first. Yes. Just give me a second.
12.4. Are we ready yet?
Where's the list? I've got it. Okay.
Because the classes are at a very, not a very popular time, 9:30 in the morning, which is time for most people to be busy with their work. So if you're unable to join the classes online live, no problems. You guys make sure that you watch the recordings, okay? Do all the exercises. One more thing, I have said this in the class as well, that if you're watching the recording, don't skip parts, because if you skip, then there are going to be sometimes parts where I have shared some important information. For example, today, I think in our class, maybe we have talked about sunlight and sunshine, the difference between the two words. They both have the same meaning, dhoop. So when it comes to the literal meaning, dhoop, you can use the sunlight or you can use the word sunshine, no problem. But sunshine has an additional meaning, a figurative meaning, something positive in life. That is also sunshine. Okay, her son came in her life as a sunshine. Okay, the song "Give Me Some Rain, Give Me Some Sunshine," they're not talking about rain and dhoop. They're talking about some figurative things here, some pain, some happiness, both the things. Okay, rain represents good moments or bad moments, by the way. No, rain doesn't, because English is a language which originated in England, and in England, rain is not looked at as a very positive thing. In India, rain is very necessary. Rain is a positive thing in our culture because we are a agricultural country. Here, farmers' life depends on rain. And if we don't have rain, life will be, they have so much rain, their climate is such, that they don't look at rain as a very positive thing there. It rains so much, okay? But the sunshine, sunlight, that's something positive for them. So in English, the sunshine is a positive thing. It has a positive connotation. It is used to refer to something nice, something good, something positive. And rain is something negative. Okay, 12.4. Let's listen.
Let's check through. We've already bought new backpacks. We did that a while ago.
They look quite big. I hope we can carry them.
No worries. I haven't finished packing mine yet. Have you?
Not yet. Just 1 or 2 more things to go in. Oh, have you collected the euros from the bank?
Yep. I've just collected 500 for you and 500 for me.
All our savings. I hope it's enough.
No worries. We can stay with my aunt in London.
Have you emailed her yet?
Yes, she's just emailed back.
Have you emailed her yet? Okay, this yet is not really necessary, but it makes the sentence more natural. When your question has this feeling, have you done it already or you need to do it? Okay, so that is the idea. Okay, then you put the word yet. For example, in the morning, mommy asked, brush kiya re? It means karna to hai. Abhi hua hai ya baad mein hoga, right? So in such questions, you say, have you brushed your teeth yet? Which was the homework that I didn't check, right? So understand, the question is not hoga ki nahi hoga, hona to hai, abhi hua hai ki baad mein hoga. So you put the word yet. इसमें doubt नहीं है कि होना है. There is no doubt. नहाए जी, मतलब नहाना तो है ही, अभी नहाए चाहे थोड़ी देर बाद, तो कैसे पूछेंगे? Have you had a bath yet? Like that. So have you emailed her yet? मैं email तो करना ही था तुमको, कर दिए कि बाद में करोगी. Have you emailed her yet? Yes. And she has just emailed back.
She's going to meet us at the airport when we fly.
She's going to meet us at the airport.
Fly into London from Rome.
Fantastic.
When we fly into London from Rome.
Fantastic. Hey, look. I've just found out the weather in Rome for next...
I've just found out the weather in Rome for the next week.
week. Hot and sunny.
Yeah.
Hot and sunny. The weather is gonna be hot and sunny.
Yeah, it's going to be so good.
It's gonna be so good. It's going to be so good. Okay. She's very sure about it, that she's going to have a good time. It's gonna be so good. We are going
We're
to
going to leave winter here and arrive in the middle of summer in Europe.
What
arrive
about
in
the
middle of-
tickets?
And what about our tickets?
I think we only need passports, but I've printed e-tickets. I haven't.
I think we only need our passports. We only need passports, but I've printed, we have printed e-tickets.
Checked in online yet. You can
We haven't checked in online yet because,
only do that 24 hours before the flight.
Oh, Abby, I am so excited. I can't wait.
okay, fine. Now, can you please do this exercise? There are 3 questions for you. You have to complete them with just, already, and yet. Have you finished packing? No, not yet. I have only just started. I have only just started. अभी तुरंत शुरू ही किए हैं. I've only just started. Some people will not understand the use of only here. They will be confused. They'll say, I've just started is fine. Why have only just started? Again, when you say I've just started, अब और ज्यादा just को emphasize करना है कि एकदम अभी, तो कैसे बोलेंगे? I've only just started. So this word only is here for just, to make just more strong. That's all. To make just stronger. I've only just started. The thing is, again, I will say this, we have a tendency of translating words, not understanding words. So the problem with all of you would be that you guys don't want to feel the word just. You want to understand the Hindi. Just means abhi. Okay. Just now, right? But if we want to emphasize this just, then we can say only just. Okay. I have only just started my English lessons. Why are you asking me all these questions? I have only just started learning English. Why are you asking me so many difficult questions? It hasn't been a long time, 1 or 2 days. I've only just started. Number 2, do you need to buy a new backpack? No. I have already got one. I've already got one. I bought it last week. I bought it last week. I bought it last week. 3, have you heard from your aunt yet? Have you heard from your aunt yet? कोई खबर over आया उनका? Have you heard from your aunt yet? Yes. I've just had an email from her. I've just had an email from her. I've just had an email from her. Because I've just received an email from her. Here have means what? Receive. I've just had an email from her. The context should tell you. You don't have to know beforehand. आपको पहले से नहीं जानना है कि have मतलब receive होता है. आप यहाँ देख के बता दो. पूछा, have you heard from your aunt yet? Aunt का कोई खबर उबर आया? कह रही, yeah, I've just had an email from her. तो क्या हुआ? उनका email आया आपको. You've just received an email. उसी को आप कह रहे, I've just had an email. So you don't have to learn everything beforehand to understand. Sometimes you learn new things while you are reading. I've just had an email from her, but I haven't read it yet. Sorry, Shams, you have to manage with my audio today. Let me ask my nephew to come with the camera. 2nd October, the day after tomorrow. Are you guys going to make your mohalla clean, guys? Okay. 12.5.
12.5. Just, already, and yet. 1,
Have you finished packing?
No, not yet. I've only just started.
2,
Do you need to buy a new backpack?
No, I've already got one. I bought it last week.
3,
Have you heard from your aunt yet?
Yes, I've just had an email from her, but I haven't read it yet.
Okay, practice those 4 lines, 3 lines are not very difficult. We'll practice them a bit later. But right now, I want to present in front of you the biggest challenge of the whole course so far. Tense revision, guys. Lexi is talking about her trips. Who is talking? Lexi is talking. You know Lexi's situation, okay? So you should know what she will say. And now read and complete the text with the verbs in the box. Europe, here we come. Europe, here we come. अब इसके हिंदी में क्या बोलेंगे? पहली बात ऐसे कुछ बोलते नहीं, लेकिन अगर बोलना है तो बोलेंगे हम आ रहे हैं, राइट? जबकि हाँ वी आर कमिंग नहीं लिखा है, लेकिन हम लोग क्या बोलेंगे? यूरोप, हम आ रहे हैं. जस्ट लाइक सलमान खान, स्वागत नहीं करोगे हमारा, दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग. यूरोप, हियर वी कम. Let's see if you get these things right. I'm very curious to see how you perform on this one. What is Ashwarya's daughter's name? Radhya. After all this argument and everything, after being humbled in the conversation, the guy decides to delete the whole post with all my comments and everything. Where is your sister, Hina? Neha isn't here. She wasn't here either yesterday either. And so is Gulafsa, absent.
Sir, actually, yeah, Bobby had viral fever. I think that's why she is sick. And Neha. I don't know
Hmm.
much of Neha
Okay.
because she didn't tell me.
Mhm. Shall we check now? Afreen, you're here after a long time, I think, in this class.
Yes, sir. I was sick. That's why.
Are you feeling better now?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay. How do you feel about this exercise, Afreen? Did you find it very difficult, very confusing? Confusing?
No, sir.
Very good. Very good. Anybody found this exercise very, very easy? Sabaji, did you find it easy?
No, sir.
You didn't find it easy. Why not?
It's okay, sir.
यू आर
I
लेक्सी, आप लेक्सी हो, लेकिन आप हो यहाँ वाली आरा आरा वाली लेक्सी। चलो आप शुरू करो। आप भूल जाओ इंग्लिश पढ़ रहे हो, आप आरा वाली हो और आप भोजपुरी में बोलोगे। चलो आप सबा जी, आप भोजपुरी में बोलो।
no, sir.
हम बहुत एक्साइटेड बानी, हम बहुत एक्साइटेड बानी हमारे कोलकाता के ट्रिप के लेकर के। हम उतना आरा से बाहर तो ट्रेवल नहीं थे के लिए। बोलो ना, कम ऑन ना सबा, कम ऑन। हाँ, गो अहेड।
Sir,
ट्राई ना, आप एकदम बिंदास जाइए, बहुत आसान होगा, ट्रस्ट मी। आप एकदम ऐसे ही चलिए, वैसे जैसे मैंने किया कि बहुत
really?
बहुत आप यूरोप बोला, यूरोप ही बोलिए, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, ठीक है। आप एकदम 100% श्योर है, आई एम 100% श्योर कि एकदम आसान नहीं है कुछ लोगों के लिए, ठीक है। चलिए देखते हैं सबा, गिव इट अ ट्राई सबा।
Sir, say it Hindi? No.
हाँ,
I want to say it Hindi.
ना ना ना, भोजपुरी भोजपुरी भोजपुरी। In that we will
हम
have the flow.
हम यूरोप के ट्रिप खातिर बहुत एक्साइटेड बानी। एकरा पहले हम कभी ऑस्ट्रेलिया नहीं की गईली। 2 साल पहले एक बार छुट्टी में हम बाली गए रहनी है अपना फैमिली संगे। लेकिन हम यूरोप और यूएस कभी नहीं गए। हम कभी ऑस्ट्रेलिया के अंदर ट्रेवल कैले बनी। पिछला साल हम हवाई जहाज से पर्थ से ऑस्ट्रेलिया गए रहनी है अपना कजन के यहाँ।
पर्थ से नहीं, पर्थ गेल रहनी, टू पर्थ, you know, टू
जी
पर्थ गेल रहनी, टू विजिट माय कजन से मिले खातिर।
वहाँ रहेली।
हाँ,
4-5 घंटा के फ्लाइट रहे यहाँ से सिडनी के।
5 घंटा का, ऐसे 5 घंटा का फ्लाइट यहाँ से रहल whatever। हाँ, गो है जहाँ
जहाँ
हमें
जहाँ हम रहत रहनी है।
हाँ, बहुत बढ़िया रहनी है। हाँ,
ऑस्ट्रेलिया बहुत बड़ा कंट्री बा। आई सॉरी।
नो, बहुत अच्छा करिए आप, यू आर डूइंग फैंटास्टिक। अभी तक एक भी गलती नहीं हुई है, ठीक है। अगर आप अपने आप को इसी को फॉलो कर जाओगे इंग्लिश में, जो अभी आपने कहा ना, जस्ट फॉलो दिस इन इंग्लिश एंड यू विल नॉट मेक एनी मिस्टेक्स। चलिए अभी दे जाइए नंबर 8 पे। और एक बात और,
एक बात और, हम कैरिन्स भी 3
3 बार
दफे जा चुकल
जा
बानी।
चुकली है। हाँ, जा चुकल बानी, ओके। वहाँ ग्रेट बैरियर रीफ पे स्कूबा डाइव सीखे थे। मेरे लिए सीखे थे, बट आई डोंट नो भोजपुरी। आप लोग हिंदी में कर सकते हैं, फ्लो बनना चाहिए। रपट के जब बोलोगे ना हिंदी में, तो सही टेंस डिसाइड होगा, ओके।
हम अभी अपना पैकिंग कैले बानी। टैक्सी
पैकिंग फिनिश के लिए रहनी है, राइट। ऐसे अभी तुरंत खत्म किए हैं, अभी तुरंत तो खत्म किए हैं पैकिंग वा।
बट अभी तक टैक्सी नहीं ख्याल।
हाँ, बिल्कुल सही, बहुत बढ़िया। सच अ स्वीट लैंग्वेज इट इज, आई लव हियरिंग भोजपुरी। You know, your voice is beautiful anyway, and when you speak Bhojpuri, suddenly you sound like one of those, celebrities, beautiful voice and everything. I don't know if you ever realized it or not, but if you had tried, you could definitely make some nice career in, voice-based job in Bhojpuri or even in Hindi because of the quality of your voice. Amazing. Carry on. Finish it. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
हमने टैक्सिया
एयरपोर्ट
के
पर हम
इंतजार
टैक्सी के इंतजार करत रहनी है सर। एकरा पहले हम
करत
कभी
रहे।
फ्लाइट पर ना
हाँ,
ना गए
7
रहनी है।
हाँ, बहुत बढ़िया। यस,
ई
बहुत
बहुत
लंबा फ्लाइट बा।
लंबा फ्लाइट रहल। ई
हाँ, ना
ई
रहल या बा लंबा
अच्छा,
फ्लाइट बा।
यस यस सर। ई 20 घंटा टाइम लेला रूम जाए खातिर।
हाँ, हम्म।
हम
लेकिन
ज्यादातर ई सफर में यात्रा में सुतल रहनी है।
ना कहाँ यात्रा होल कब? यात्रा कब होल?
बट आई नॉट स्लेप्ट, नहीं
एक
सोती सर।
सेकंड, यात्रा अभी हो कहाँ हुआ? वेयर इज द यात्रा? यात्रा कब होइल? अभी तो बैठल बारू, इंतजार करत 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 आरू टैक्सीए के।
एयरपोर्ट पर
तो तू कब बैठला प्लेन पे? ये तो हर फ्यूचर प्लान बा बैठवा, राइट?
ओके।
पता नहीं मैं कैसे साउंड कर रहा था when I spoke, कितनी मेरी करेक्ट थी भोजपुरी, I don't know, but I just love using it, Bhojpuri. They teach me something, sometimes like this. Of course, not on a daily basis, but sometimes like this, I can learn, I think. I like using Bhojpuri. I asked my bhabhi, when she was new to my house, I said, Bhabhi, you speak such beautiful Bhojpuri with your mother and sisters. Why don't you speak Bhojpuri here? No, not with you guys.
like sir this language.
आप काहे पसंद करेंगे? घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर। If I were the chief minister of Bihar, I would make Bhojpuri the Bihari language.
Actually,
Okay.
Sabha, you hear Padma voice?
Yes, Hina.
Is Padma
Did you
here?
like Padma voice?
Oh my goodness. Padma, I'm so sorry.
Actually,
wouldn't have-
when we are hear your voice, when you say Bhojpuri, we
When you
feel
speak
like that.
Bhojpuri,
Same,
When you-
same.
when you speak Bhojpuri,
Yeah,
not
when
say
you
Bhojpuri.
speak Bhojpuri, we feel same thing. So
Okay,
don't underestimate your Bhojpuri language.
I'm really excited about my trip to Europe. I haven't traveled. Alexa, stop. I haven't traveled much outside Australia before. Just once, 2 years ago, when I went on holiday to Bali, my family. But I have never been to Europe or the US. Yeah, I haven't, or I have never been. I haven't been, or I have never been. Okay. I often travel, present simple. I often travel inside Australia. Last year, I flew, past tense, to Perth to visit my cousin who lives there. It's a 5-hour flight from Sydney, where I live. Australia is a big country. Also, I have been 3 times. 3 बार जा चुकी, कैसे बोली थी वो? 3 बार जा चुके रहलवानी, और कैसे बोली? जा चुके हैं, 3 बार वहां जा चुके, right? I have been up to Cairns in the north 3 times. I learned to scuba dive there on the Great Barrier Reef. I learned to scuba dive there on the Great Barrier Reef. We have just finished packing. The taxi hasn't arrived yet. We are waiting for it. अच्छा बताइए, जब यहाँ हम वेट कर रहे हैं तो फ्लाइट पे क्या होगा? वो तो फ्यूचर की बात है ना. So we are waiting for it to take us to the airport. I have never flown on a 747 before. पहले ही बोल दी, कभी बैठ भी नहीं किया उस पे. It's a very long flight. लेकिन पता है कि बहुत लंबी फ्लाइट है. 20 घंटा लग जाता है. It takes 20 hours to get to Rome. But I am not going to sleep. सोएंगे नहीं. I'm not going to sleep on the journey. यहाँ पर वो confused हो गए. Confused हो गए. दिमाग नहीं काम किया कि क्या बोल रहे हैं. करता तो बोलती ना कि भाई जब गए ही नहीं है तो आगे की बात हो रही ना, जाएंगे तो क्या करेंगे. I'm not going to sleep on the journey. I'm going to watch films all the way. It's so exciting. I can't wait. How many mistakes? Feel free. Don't worry. Embarrassment koi nahi. Bol do 10 mistakes. Bol do 12 mistakes. No problem. 2 mistakes, 3 mistakes. Tell me, whatever. I won't judge.
We have done 3 mistakes.
You messed up the last part, 14, 15,
Yes,
16, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, other people. Which 2? 8. तो बेटा 3 times जो है ना वो involve है, 3 बार किए हैं ये काम, right? Okay. And number 16. Why बेटा? What did you write? Which tense did you write? Before कभी experience नहीं रहा है, अब पहली बार जा रहे करने. तो have के साथ लिखा है ना, तो that's okay. वो तुम्हारी एरर नहीं, हम उसको गलती नहीं देखते ना. मेरा नजरिया कुछ और है. तुम्हें पता नहीं है verb 3 तो तुम flew लिख रहे हो. But because you know that you should use the present perfect, I'm happy that you know that present perfect is needed here. So I'm happy that you have not made a tense mistake. It will not take a long time to learn that the third form of fly is flown. But concept you have in your mind that you needed the present perfect there. And that's important. So I would like to know, Padma, how many mistakes you have made. Afreen, everybody please share. Musharraf, please share how many mistakes you have made and which sentences got you confused, which numbers, which verb forms. Padma, are you angry with me, Padma? Padma, have you fallen asleep listening to Bhojpuri?
No, sir.
So, Padma, did you do the exercise, beta? Yeah?
Yes, sir, but I have little confusion about I dash fly to Preet to visit my cousin. I didn't write it that sentence.
No
I
problems. I'm going to explain, help you again with every problem you guys have had. Every individual's problem will be discussed here. Okay, don't worry. We have 20 minutes. Zafri,
sir.
how many mistakes? 4. Which 4? (15, 16, and 9. In 9, you use the present perfect. There refers to the past. So you should not have used the past present perfect. You needed the present past simple, right? Because there means on Great Barrier Reef, Cairns. There. I learned to scuba dive there. There means where? In Cairns. In Cairns. So she's talking about the details of the same experience. Okay. All right. Afreen beta, how many mistakes?
5, sir.
5 mistakes. Which are those mistakes,
Yes.
beta?
8, 11, and 13, 15, sir.
What did you write in 11, beta? What did you write in 11?
I don't, sir.
अच्छा, लिखी नहीं. आप हिंदी में क्या सोच रही थी बेटा? हम लोग अभी तक पैकिंग फिनिश नहीं
किया.
और आगे टैक्सी नॉट
टैक्सी
अराइव
अभी
येट.
तक नहीं आई है.
तो नहीं, अच्छा कल नहीं थी अफरीन क्लास में बेटा? आप नहीं थी ना कल क्लास?
नो सर.
So that's why she didn't study. These are, I understand, Afreen. No problems. No worries at all. Okay. Just beta,
Okay,
if
sir.
possible, now watch the recording, beta. If possible, watch the recording. Okay, yesterday's
I
recording.
watched recording, sir, but not finished.
Beta, oh, okay, you couldn't watch the whole recording. Okay, yeah.
Yes, sir.
तो कोई काम अभी नहीं हुआ है, होगा बाद में. Haven't done it yet. Okay.
This is our confusion. Present perfect, and then we go to future. So that's
Yes.
why I was
नहीं 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 सबा ऐसे नहीं देखना हमें ऐसे देखना ही नहीं है. हमें देखना वो क्या बोल सकती है इस
Yes,
कॉन्टेक्स्ट में. वो गलत नजरिया सोचने का. ये सोचना है कि क्या बोल सकती है. हम लोग पैकिंग अभी खत्म नहीं किए हैं. वी आर टैक्सी नहीं आई अभी तक. हम लोग इंतजार कर रहे हैं. हम कभी 747 पे बैठे नहीं है. बहुत बड़ा फ्लाइट होता है ना, वो लंबा फ्लाइट और 20 घंटे लग जाता है. लेकिन हम ना सोए होंगे नहीं. अब बताइए क्या बोले, हम सोए नहीं थे. जर्नी की बात करिए. ऑन द जर्नी पे हम ऑब्वियसली नहीं सोएंगे. अब आप क्या सोच गई वहां पे, कैसे सोच गई, ये डिस्कस करने से आपका दिमाग.
yes, sir.
मुशर्रफ, how many mistakes, मुशर्रफ?
I don't have books, sir, because I am in my sister house.
तो स्क्रीन पे था सामने आपके.
Don't do, sir.
Musharraf, I wish you had been here because I believe that you are a very, very bright student. I could have helped you a lot more if the circumstances, situation were different a little bit, like you have been suffering because of the poor network connection, internet. And then some days when you are in an online class, you need to be a little more, I will say, responsible. Like you should have said this to me, sir, I don't have the page. I don't have the book. Can you send the exercise to me on Telegram? Instead of just sitting there, you should have communicated. I think this has been my biggest complaint in this class, that the students are not very comfortable talking to me somehow. I want to take the responsibility. I don't know if I've done something to make you feel conscious, nervous. I don't know. I try to be friendly with all my students so that they do not hesitate in saying anything to me, but I don't know why you guys are so distant, I will say, distant matlab dur dur, like koi baat hai to batana nahi, bolna nahi. So ye distant nahi reh sakte language class mein. The teacher and the students need to be like friends, not exactly friends, but like friends. In what aspect? The student should not feel any pressure from the teacher. But again, when I'm saying all these things, I'm saying it believing that the students are adults and they know what being an adult is about. Being an adult is about taking responsibilities. Everybody here, your papa, your mummy, they're all adults and they have money with them. If they want, they can eat Lays every day. And Lays tastes great. If they want, they can drink Maaza every day. Maaza tastes great. But your mummy and papa don't do this. Why? They don't like the taste of Lays or taste of Maaza? Now do one thing. If you have a 12, 13-year-old brother, try and give him 500 rupees and see how he spends it. So being an adult is about realizing what your responsibilities are and how your action will impact your life. When you are an adult, you know that. Sometimes adults also get carried away. The night before, the night before last, I didn't sleep very well. And last night, I again made the same mistake. I kind of stayed up all night. Can you believe it? And I'm so angry with myself, but what can I do? I got carried away again last night. The night before last, I did not sleep well. I told you, I ate the chicken and I stayed up late night. Okay, went to bed around 12:30 or 1 o'clock. Woke up at 6, slept only for 4 or 5 hours. That was not very good quality sleep, somehow. And last night I didn't sleep at all. I stayed up all night. So Of course, I knew what I was doing was wrong, and I'm ready to acknowledge it here because I'm hoping that I would not do it again. Result, I have a headache. I'm not being very excited from inside. I'm trying to mask that, tiredness and everything. But inside, I'm not feeling great. The day when I woke up early after sleeping well here, and the whole day I was so energetic and everything. So being an adult is taking responsibilities, not making excuses. When you're wrong, you say, I'm wrong. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm going to change this. It's not that, oh, this happened, that's what children do it. Being an adult is all about taking responsibility. Then only you are treated differently. When you take responsibility, everybody will treat you with respect. You will not earn respect because you don't make mistakes. You make mistakes as a human, you will make mistakes, but you take responsibility and try not to repeat it. That's all. Acknowledging is important. Musharraf, do you think you should have told me, Musharraf, you are a grown-up man, you're not a 14-year-old boy like Shams. Do you think you should have told me, sir, especially when I said this is the most important exercise? Did I say all these words before I asked you to do it? Musharraf, you heard me say these things, that this is the most important exercise. Let's do this. And you decided, Musharraf, to keep quiet, not do this exercise because you don't have the book. How do you explain your behavior, Musharraf?
Sorry, sir. Next time.
You don't need. I understand, but this is not adult behavior. Trust me, this is not adult behavior. Adult behavior is, first of all, to explain what happened in your mind. Okay, what went through your mind. You talk about it. And then you apologize. And then you promise to yourself, I'm not going to do this again. Okay, but you never know. You might happen to repeat it. It's okay. But like I said, human beings are always prone to making mistakes. Okay, no matter what age are you could be 60 years old and you could still make some silly mistakes. You can. So I will never be like, oh, why did you do it? Explanation for your thought process. What went through your mind? Did you do something illogical? What happened with me? I can explain. Last night, I was just in a very interesting discussion. I didn't want to leave somehow because the discussion was so interesting. I kept saying to myself, 10 minutes more, 15 minutes more, 10 minutes more, 15 minutes more, and it became 3:30 in the morning, finally. 2-3 times in the middle, I decided that, okay, I will not participate actively, I will just listen, okay? And I was just listening. And then again, somebody said something, I said, okay, let me, respond. And I was trying to sleep, but again, I couldn't stop myself. So everybody has weaknesses. I have a huge weakness for arguments. I love having debates, discussions. And when something that I really enjoy discussing is being discussed, it's very difficult for me to pull myself away from there. So explanation, there must be an explanation. Explanation is important. When you explain and analyze a situation honestly, without any bias, then you know exactly what happened. Yesterday, my head is hurting right now, like somebody is hitting me from inside because I haven't slept. And I've told you, it has been 2 nights. The night before was a bad night because I didn't sleep well. And last night I just didn't sleep, just 2 hours. Result, my morning class was cancelled. Afrin's class, morning class, I couldn't teach. I felt so guilty because again, you guys go absent. Do you feel guilty? Not because you guys don't consider yourself an adult. You see? And I said, this was the last time that my class was cancelled because of this. I'm not going to do it again. I share these things with you like this, just to let you know that whether your papa or your grandpa, your mummy, or everybody who is a human has some weaknesses, right? And sometimes their weaknesses can be exploited by others, and sometimes you become just victim of your own weakness. Nobody exploits you. Like yesterday, nobody said anything to me. It was my decision. Can't tell you how unhappy I am with myself because of what I did. Okay, so everybody, if you have you Padma, you were saying there was some sentence that you need my help with. Which one?
Fifth sentence and another one.
Fifth and
Yes,
sixth. Fifth.
fifth and
Okay, let's see.
5th and 13.
Okay, 13. Okay, I'll come to 13 as well. Fifth.
Yes.
Last year. So Padma, if you talk about last year, which tense do you need? Last year?
Past tense.
Past tense. Last year I flew. Last year what is the past tense of fly? Flew. If you didn't know the past tense, you add ed. When you do not know the past form, what do? You add ed, because that is the
Yes, sir.
typical way of changing the verb in the past. If you do not know, you add ed, but do not leave the space. Please, I know in exams they will deduct your marks for not writing the correct past simple, but at least somebody like me will know that you knew that past tense was needed. That message is clear. So last year I flew. Flew is the past form of flying. That's not a big thing. No, I really do not consider it a big mistake if you didn't remember the past form. You can learn the past form. It will take 5 minutes. That's all. Concept takes long to understand, right? Now, number 5 is done. 13, you said.
Last year I have flew to
Now, Padma, you were here yesterday. I
Yes,
have present perfect. Present perfect never mentions the time. Padma, please watch the recordings carefully again. Past present perfect does not mention the time of the event. And last year is mentioned. Past simple is the only option. Present perfect cannot be even considered here. There should be no confusion. In all these exercises, my dear, what did we do? Notice here. See, I have seen that film. It is correct. But if you want to use the word yesterday, then you have to change. So the present perfect never mentions when, never. I've met Jude Law. That's it. When, I will not mention in the present perfect. I will have to use the past simple. Okay, please do the exercises carefully. Think about them. Discuss things with me. I like it when my students discuss things to improve their understanding. Okay, I don't want my students to be quiet. Have problems? Discuss things with me. The class after yours, the next batch, I think I speak 40% of the time and my students speak 60% of the time, because they do not go from here with doubts. When I say something and they notice, they listen to me very carefully and they realize that they have a doubt, they do not understand why I'm saying something in a certain way, they ask me. Okay, for you guys, my advice will be the same. Listen to me, listen to the audio files, read the text carefully. Wherever your mind says there is something wrong, stop me. Ask me to stop and explain. Do not feel like, oh, you don't have the right, like Musharraf apologizes, sorry, sir. He's a grown-up man. I don't want to hear a sorry this way. Because, he's not a kid, right? I want to hear from, Musharraf whenever he does something that I do not agree with. Whenever, not only today, even in the future. If you do something that I do not agree with, then please explain your situation. Why? What happened? Like I explained, if you wanted to know, sir, why did you not go to bed last night? I knew I was doing wrong in that moment as well, but I was just unable. And a couple of times I tried hard. I said, okay, I put the headphones on and played the discussion, and I just put the mobile away. But then I heard somebody say something that kind of provoked me, that I must respond to this. So I again went back. I have to control myself. the best thing would be, I decided that I would give my phone to some other people in the night, you know, like when I go to bed, I will not take my phone with me. If I don't have the phone, then everything will be fine. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. My Alexa will be with me, and I can listen to the BBC on Alexa as well. But the debates and other things, now. So homework, guys. Exercise 2. If try and do exercise 2. This will also help you understand tenses. These 10 questions. I'm gonna see you all on Monday. Okay, and I'm really sorry that you guys had to manage without my video today. But this is a taste of, you know, how I feel when your cameras are off and I just hear your voice every day. Okay, how does it feel, guys? Akashwani ho rahi hai, huh? Akashwani ho rahi hai. So I will try and have my camera with me on Monday. Bye-bye, everyone. Good luck. Have a
Bye-bye,
nice
sir.
weekend.
Bye.
Sir.
Bye. Bye-bye.